Have you ever stopped to think that some of the best gardeners in the world don't use tools, gloves, or straw hats? Yes, we're talking about animals. While many of us struggle to keep a single plant alive at home, these little experts are out there, cultivating entire forests without breaking a sweat. It sounds unbelievable, but it's true. Animals like leafcutter ants and sloth bears are true masters of natural gardening, and the most surprising thing is that they do it without even realizing it. But here's something you might not know. These behaviors are not just fascinating curiosities. They are absolutely essential to the balance of our planet. Without them, many of the landscapes we admire could disappear. What if I told you that learning from these animals could help us solve some of the biggest environmental problems we face today? That's right. While we humans try to reinvent the wheel with expensive technologies and complicated solutions, nature already has the answers ready, and they're right under our noses. In this video, we'll explore the incredible world of animal gardening. You'll discover how leafcutter ants turn leaves into underground fungus farms, how sloth bears plant trees while eating fruit, and much more. Get ready to open your eyes to a side of nature that few know about, and which could change your view of the world forever. Ready to dive into this fascinating journey? These secrets will blow your mind. Who would have thought that some animals have more talent for gardening than many humans? The truth is that, in the animal kingdom, there are species that practice something akin to agriculture, but without using hose or watering cans. They have developed ingenious ways of growing food and even taking care of the environment around them. These behaviors challenge our understanding of animal intelligence and show that nature is always full of surprises. Could we learn something from these little gardeners? Imagine a colony of ants working in perfect harmony to maintain an underground farm. Yes, you heard right. Ants cultivate fungi as if they were small farmers. This fascinating phenomenon has been going on for millions of years and is a clear example of how evolution has shaped complex behaviors. But they are not alone in this green endeavor. Other animals also have their own unique ways of interacting with vegetation, creating true natural wonders. These unusual behaviors are not just curiosities. They play crucial roles in ecosystems. For example, some species help disperse seeds, ensuring that new plants grow in distant places. It's as if they were replanting forests without even realizing it. Best of all, these processes happen completely naturally, without human intervention. Who needs machines when nature already has its own engineers? But what drives these animals to adopt such sophisticated practices? Well, the answer lies in survival. For many of them, growing food or modifying the environment is a matter of life and death. Leafcutter ants, for example, depend on the fungi they create to feed their colonies. Without this partnership, they simply wouldn't be able to thrive. It's a powerful lesson in cooperation and adaptation, something we humans could look at more closely. And if you think that this is something for small animals, prepare to be surprised. Even mammals like the sloth bear have their gardening tricks. While devouring juicy fruit, they end up scattering seeds throughout the forest. It sounds simple, but this apparently casual habit has a huge impact on the biodiversity of the areas where they live. Who knew that eating fruit could be so important for the planet? These examples show us that nature is much smarter than we think. It not only solves complex problems, but also creates sustainable solutions that benefit the entire ecological chain. Perhaps it's time to rethink our relationship with the environment and learn from these silent masters. After all, if animals can do so much with so little, why can't we follow in their footsteps? But calm down, we still have a lot more to explore. Have you ever stopped to think about how leafcutter ants build their underground farms? Or how the sloth bear manages to be so efficient at planting trees? These stories go beyond what we can imagine and promise to reveal incredible secrets about the natural world. Stay with me, because we've only just begun this fascinating journey. Leafcutter ants and their incredible fungus farm. Leafcutter ants are true specialists in underground gardening. Not only do they cut leaves, but they also turn them into the perfect substrate for growing fungi. These fungi, in turn, serve as the main food for the entire colony. It sounds like a simple process, but it involves impressive complexity. Every detail is carefully planned, from the choice of leaves to the maintenance of the farm. Who would have thought that so much organization could come from such small creatures? The work of these ants begins when they go out in search of fresh leaves. Using their sharp mandibles, they cut off pieces that can be up to 50 times heavier than their own bodies. They then carry these leaves back to the nest, where other workers take on the role of processors. They chew the leaves into a moist paste, ideal for fungal growth. It's as if they were cooks preparing the main course of a banquet. But don't think that this farm operates without supervision. The ants have an almost industrial system to ensure that the fungi grow healthily. Some of them act as quality controllers, constantly inspecting the crop to prevent infections by invading fungi. If necessary, they produce natural antibiotics to combat pests. That's right. These little farmers were mastering medical science even before humans invented medicines. This behavior didn't come out of nowhere. It was shaped by evolution over millions of years. The symbiosis between ants and fungi is a classic example of mutualism, where both sides benefit. While the ants provide food and protection, the fungi reciprocate by being the colony's main nutritional source. It's a partnership so successful that it makes some human enterprises look disorganized. Imagine applying this level of efficiency to our daily lives. For example, think about how we could improve our agricultural practices by observing these ants. They show that we don't need giant machines or aggressive pesticides to succeed. Instead, it's enough to work in harmony with nature. Books like George Orwell's The Animal Revolution or documentaries on ecology can inspire even deeper reflections on this. And the impact of these ants goes beyond their colonies. By cutting leaves and transporting them to their nests, they directly influence the nutrient cycle in the forest. The decomposed leaves enrich the soil, promoting the growth of new plants. It's as if they were fertilizing the earth without even realizing it. This delicate balance is essential to maintaining the health of the ecosystem, and we have a lot to learn from it. But wait, there are even more mysteries surrounding these incredible gardeners. How do they manage to coordinate so many tasks simultaneously? And what is the secret behind their efficient communication? These questions lead us to explore even more fascinating aspects of these ants' behavior. Keep following, as we're about to uncover secrets that will leave you speechless. How ants cultivate fungi as food. The process by which leafcutter ants cultivate fungi is a true masterpiece of nature. It all starts when they choose the right leaves to harvest. Not just any leaf will do. They have specific preferences, depending on the needs of the fungi they are raising. It's as if they were chefs selecting fresh ingredients for a gourmet dish. This attention to detail ensures that your farm fungi grow strong and healthy. Once the leaves are brought into the nest, the workers get to work. They chew the leaves until they turn them into a kind of organic compost, rich in nutrients. This material serves as the perfect substrate for fungi to develop. The most impressive thing is that the ants know exactly how to prepare this compost without needing any manuals or instructions. It looks like magic, but it's pure natural science. But the work doesn't stop there. The ants constantly monitor the growth of the fungi, adjusting conditions such as temperature and humidity. They even apply natural fungicides produced by symbiotic bacteria present in their bodies. This prevents invading fungi from contaminating your crop. It's as if they had a chemical laboratory built into themselves. Who would have thought that something so small could be so advanced? This level of organization makes us rethink our own relationship with agriculture. Imagine if we adopted methods as sustainable as those of these ants. Instead of relying on industrial pesticides, we could use biological solutions to protect our crops. Books like The Teaching Forest or documentaries about permaculture can offer valuable insights into how to apply these ideas in the modern world. In addition, ants demonstrate that collective success depends on individual work. Each worker has a specific function, and they all work in harmony to ensure the well-being of the colony. If one fails, the whole system can be compromised. This lesson in cooperation is something we can take into our personal and professional lives. After all, who wouldn't want to be part of a team as efficient as these ants? Another intriguing aspect is how quickly these ants adapt their practices. If the environment changes, they adjust their cultivation strategies to continue thriving. For example, if a new species of leaf appears in the forest, they immediately test it to see if it is suitable for their fungi. This flexibility is essential for survival in an ever-changing world. Could it be that we humans are just as agile when faced with challenges? But what happens when something goes wrong in this painstaking operation? What if an invading fungus escapes the ant's control? These questions lead us to further explore the challenges faced by these incredible gardeners. Stay with us because we're about to dive into stories that reveal how nature deals with problems in ingenious ways. Prepare to be amazed. The sloth bear and its habit of planting trees. Now that we've explored the amazing leaf-cutting ants, it's time to meet another natural gardener, the sloth bear. This quiet mammal may seem clumsy, but it plays a key role in the rainforest. While feeding on juicy fruits, it ends up spreading seeds everywhere. It's like a walking gardener, planting trees without even realizing it. Who knew that eating fruit could be so important for the planet? The sloth bear's secret lies in its diet. It loves ripe fruit, which is rich in seeds. When it chews these fruits, some seeds escape intact through the digestive tract. Later, when the bear defecates, these seeds are deposited on the ground, ready to germinate. It's an efficient way of ensuring that new trees grow in different parts of the forest. It sounds simple, but this process has a huge impact on biodiversity. In addition, the sloth bear contributes to forest regeneration in an indirect way. As it moves slowly between trees, it carries small pieces of leaves and branches with it, enriching the soil with organic matter. Its presence also attracts other animals such as insects and birds, which help pollinate plants. It's as if it were the center of an invisible web of natural interactions. Who would have thought that such a slow animal could be so vital? This behavior teaches us something valuable about the importance of each living being in the ecosystem. Just like the sloth bear, we too can contribute to the environment, even without much effort. For example, by planting trees in our backyards or parks, we are creating habitats for other species. Books like The Man Who Planted Trees show how small actions can transform entire landscapes. Maybe it's time to start our own gardening journey. But why does the sloth bear choose certain fruits over others? The answer lies in its adaptation to the environment. It prefers fruits that provide more energy, such as those rich in natural sugars. These fruits not only satisfy his hunger, but also ensure that he has enough strength to climb tall trees. It's a clever strategy that reflects millions of years of evolution. Could it be that we too can adapt our food choices to live better? Another fascinating aspect is the sloth bear's relationship with the trees where it lives. It spends much of its time hanging from their branches, using them as shelter and a source of food. In return, their droppings fertilize the soil around the trees, promoting the growth of new shoots. It's a perfect partnership where both sides win. This symbiosis shows us that cooperation always yields better results than competition. But how exactly do these seeds germinate after the sloth bear leaves them on the ground? And what conditions do they need to become mature trees? These questions lead us to explore the mysteries of the rainforest even further. Stay with us, because we're about to discover how the cycle of life connects in surprising ways. Get ready to learn something new and inspiring. How the sloth bear contributes to the forest while eating fruit. The sloth bear is much more than just a fruit eater. It is a full-time forest engineer. While chewing his daily meals, he plays a crucial role in seed dispersal, ensuring that new trees grow in strategic locations. This seemingly casual process is essential for maintaining ecological balance. Imagine if every bite you took could help build a greener world. Wouldn't that be amazing? But how exactly does it work? When the sloth bear feeds, some seeds escape from its digestion and are deposited on the ground through its droppings. These seeds reach the ground already packed with nutrients, thanks to the animal's digestive process. It's as if it were delivering packages ready to germinate. In addition, the droppings serve as a natural fertilizer, enriching the soil and increasing the seedling's chances of success. This behavior not only benefits the sloth bear, but also the entire ecological chain. The trees that grow from these seeds provide shelter and food for other animals, such as birds, insects, and small mammals. It's an interconnected network where each element depends on the other. Who knew that a single animal could be so important to so many different species? Nature really knows how to create efficient systems. What if we applied this idea to our own lives? For example, by choosing organic fruit or planting native trees in our homes, we can replicate some of this natural harmony. Books like Urban Forests or documentaries about reforestation can inspire practical action. Imagine turning your backyard into a small ecosystem where every plant has a purpose. Would you be ready to start today? Another interesting detail is that the sloth bear doesn't randomly choose where to defecate. It usually does so near the trees where it feeds, creating a continuous cycle of nutrition. This ensures that the same plant species continue to thrive in the area. It's as if it's giving back to the tree that fed it, showing instinctive gratitude. Could it be that we humans are just as conscientious in giving back to nature? In addition, the sloth bear helps to diversify the forest's vegetation. By eating different types of fruit, they spread a variety of seeds, promoting greater biodiversity. This is fundamental to making the ecosystem more resilient to climate change and other threats. The more diverse the forest, the greater its capacity to regenerate. It's a powerful lesson in the importance of preserving all forms of life. But there are still more mysteries surrounding these seeds. Some of them only germinate after passing through the sloth bear's digestive tract, as if they needed a special treatment before they were ready to grow. Others depend on specific conditions such as direct sunlight or high humidity. These details lead us to further explore the secrets behind the natural regeneration of forests. Stay with us, because we're about to discover how nature works in perfect cycles. Prepare to be amazed. Animals are true masters when it comes to creative gardening. In addition to leafcutter ants and sloth bears, there are many other fascinating examples of species that shape the environment around them. For example, certain bees not only pollinate flowers, but also build nests that help fertilize the soil. It's as if they were natural architects, designing spaces that benefit everyone around them. Who knew that something so small could have such a big impact? Another impressive case is that of beavers, true engineers of nature. These rodents build dams in rivers and streams, creating wetlands that serve as habitats for countless species. The trees they cut down to build their dams end up sprouting again, promoting the growth of new plants. It's a brilliant way of reshaping the environment while ensuring their own survival. It seems they have a secret plan to dominate the landscape. But it's not just mammals and insects that practice gardening. Even birds such as the toucan play important roles in maintaining forests. When these birds eat fruit, they carry the seeds over long distances before defecating them. This process, known as seed dispersal, helps to expand green areas and increase biodiversity. It's as if every flight is a new opportunity to plant life. Who would have thought that flying could be so productive? These behaviors show us that nature is always working together. Each species has a specific role, and together they create a balanced and sustainable system. Imagine if we could apply this same logic to our cities. For example, by creating urban parks that mimic natural ecosystems, we could attract more wildlife and improve people's quality of life. Books like Urban Ecology or documentaries about green cities can inspire practical ideas. Are you ready to make your city more connected to nature? Another curious example is the turtle beetles. These small coleopterans turn feces into compact balls, which they bury in the ground to feed their larvae. In doing so, they fertilize the soil and help recycle nutrients. It's as if they were little organic waste collection trucks, keeping the environment clean and healthy. Who knew that something so simple could be so essential to the ecosystem? Nature really knows how to make the most of everything. And what about weaver birds? These artists of the animal kingdom build elaborate nests using twigs and plant fibers. In the process, they often drop seeds on the ground, contributing to the regeneration of vegetation. It's as if they were involuntary gardeners, planting trees while building their homes. This combination of art and utility is something we can admire and even learn from. Perhaps we should think about how our own constructions can benefit the environment. But there are still more surprising stories to explore. For example, how do some fish help plant corals on underwater reefs? And which other animals are hiding in the shadows, performing incredible tasks that we don't even realize? These questions prompt us to delve even deeper into the world of animal gardening. Stay with us because we're about to reveal secrets that will change your perception of nature. Prepare to be amazed. Why these behaviors are important for the planet. The animal gardening behaviors we've explored so far aren't just fascinating curiosities. They're fundamental to the health of our planet. Every species that practices some form of natural gardening contributes to the balance of ecosystems. Whether by dispersing seeds, fertilizing the soil, or creating habitats, these animals play roles that often go unnoticed, but which are absolutely vital. Who knew that small gestures could have such a profound impact? Imagine a forest without leafcutter ants or sloth bears. Without the ants, the fungi they cultivate would cease to exist, jeopardizing entire food chains. Without sloth bears, tree regeneration would be much slower, directly affecting local biodiversity. These examples show how each piece of the ecological puzzle depends on the others. It's like a big orchestra, where each musician has a specific function. But why does this matter to us humans? Well, these animals help keep ecosystems functioning, which in turn guarantees essential services for our survival. Healthy forests regulate the climate, purify the air, and provide clean water. Wetlands created by beavers help control floods and filter pollutants. All of this is possible thanks to the silent work of these natural gardeners. Do we give these invisible heroes their due? What if we applied these lessons to our own lives? For example, by adopting sustainable agricultural practices inspired by leafcutter ants, we could reduce the use of pesticides and promote biological solutions. Books such as The Miracle of the Soil or documentaries on regenerative agriculture can offer valuable insights. Imagine creating farming systems that mimic nature, where each element works in harmony with the others. Perhaps it's time to rethink our relationship with the land. Another important point is that these behaviors remind us of the interconnectedness of all life forms. When we protect one species, we are indirectly protecting many others. For example, by preserving sloth bear habitats, we are also saving birds, insects, and plants that share the same space. It's a web of life where every node is connected. This holistic vision can help us create more effective and conscious environmental policies. What's more, these animals teach us something valuable about resilience. They adapt their behavior to changes in the environment, ensuring their survival even in the face of challenges. If we could learn from this flexibility, we might be better able to cope with the climate and environmental crises we face today. After all, who better than nature to show us how to thrive in the midst of adversity? But there is still much to be discovered about these incredible natural gardeners. How will they adapt to climate change? And how can we help them continue their vital work? These questions lead us to reflect on our role as guardians of the planet. Stay with us, as we're about to end this journey with a powerful reflection on what we can do to protect these invisible heroes. Get ready to act. So, what did you think of these incredible animal gardening stories? If you think about it, these behaviors show us that nature is much smarter than we think. She already has the answers to many of the problems we face today. We just need to learn to observe and apply these lessons in our lives. How about starting now? Perhaps you could plant a tree in your yard, adopt more sustainable farming practices, or simply pay more attention to the impact of your choices on the environment. But here's a question. Are we really ready to change our relationship with the planet? Can we let go of momentary comfort in order to guarantee a better future for generations to come? These animals do their bit every day, without hesitation. What about us? What are we willing to do? If this video has inspired you to rethink your connection with nature, share your thoughts in the comments. We want to know, which of these behaviors surprised you the most? And how do you intend to apply these ideas in your daily life? Your opinion could inspire others to take action too. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this content and want to continue learning about the incredible world of nature, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. There are many more fascinating stories to come, and you won't want to miss a single detail. Together we can discover the secrets of wildlife and turn these lessons into concrete actions for a better world. See you in the next video.